Hey y'all, it's Ariel Elise. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I know, sue me, don't sue me. This channel, this idea of a channel is not by my own admission. So because it's not, I'm being led by the one that is leading me to do this, and that's the Lord. So he's been editing me in real time, and I think it's hilarious because the series that we're in with IDK Ask Him season 2, that is literally what the series is about. And I am living what I'm talking to you guys about. I had all of the videos recorded early September. I had them batch recorded. I had the titles, I had the thumbnails, I had everything ready to go, and everything was just going to go out in order, kind of like I did last season. And I got to the third or fourth video and I was just like, and God was like, I want to do something new. I was like, okay, big dog, it's your show, not mine. So that is what I've been working through. That's what I've been processing. And he's also been processing me to be what I need to be so that I'm not just saying stuff as an empty vessel and as somebody that hasn't experienced this. I want to be sure that I'm saying something that the Lord needs me to say and wants me to say, and not just something to feed the algorithm. But I did want to share in this video what I've been working through, some of the things that have been going on in my mind, because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one in this process. So I wanted to try to give some language, possibly some prayer points. And if any of these things are helpful and beneficial to you, let me know down in the comments, like the video, and yeah, let's get into it. So I'm gonna share 2 visions that I had in this video. Just a sidebar, if you are a prophetic type, if you are a seer, if you are any of those things, please make sure that you are writing down what God is showing you, because the first vision I'm about to share, I had, I think in 2023 or early 2024. It's up on my Instagram in one of those bubbles at the top of your page. But it's important for you to write down what you're seeing, because sometimes it may not be for that moment. It might be something that you're about to walk through, and maybe for other people, but you have to leave yourself time and space to pray through what God is showing you and be able to discern correctly the timing of it and the intention behind it. And in his time, he will make it make sense. It made sense then to me, but now it means something totally different just because of what I walked through this year alone. So that's the first one I want to share with you guys. So in this vision, I was in a valley and I had on a backpack. I had on some other things, like I was carrying some other things, and I could like literally feel the fatigue in my bones. I could feel the exhaustion in my bones. I was really, really tired, and I had reached the end of the valley to the point where it was a cliff right here. And I looked up, and when I looked up, it was almost like I want to look up the correct phrasing because I still don't really know what it's called, but the thing that I can liken it to is a vortex. And it was directly above my head as I looked up, and I was like, okay. And it was almost like I had 2 options, right? So I would look up and I would look down. I knew that if I tried to climb down the cliff, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. Like, I didn't know. I knew I had to get further than I was, and I knew that I had made it to the end of one valley, but I knew that that wasn't it. And then when I looked up, I just had a question mark. The cliff is practical, but what is this? So after I saw myself in that predicament, I got zoomed out to almost like an aerial view, and it was a bunch of different people in the same scenario I was in. So we were all in different valleys. We had reached the end of the valley. The cliff was right here. The vortex was above our heads, and we were having to make that decision of which way we were going to go. God highlighted this vision again to me, and I do think that is specifically for this season and for whoever is watching it. I believe that we are in a time where a decision has to be made of if you're going to continue to go in your own strength, or you're going to allow God to move you in faith up to safety and the level that he's taking you to. Again, sidebar, if you are a prophetic type, if you are a seer, you can go back into your visions. You have access to go back into your visions and dig and get more understanding of what the Lord is showing you. So don't think that you just have a vision one time and like it's not accessible to you anymore. You have the ability to go back and see things. So that's exactly what I did. And when I did, I got a little bit more understanding of what was happening. And as I looked up kind of in the vortex thing that was above my head, all I could see in it was water. And I knew by being in that predicament that the book bag that was on me, the stuff that I had with me that I had carried through the valley kind of comfortably, could no longer come with me. Like the vortex was not a vortex that would like morph out to fit the stuff. The stuff had to be dropped so that I could fit. I mean, that alone says a lot to me, and I really needed to be reminded of that picture when he showed it to me. We are in such a pivotal moment as the body of Christ, and a decision has to be made on whether you are going to go up in faith or you're going to continue to travel down in your own strength, knowing that you are fatigued, knowing that you are tired, knowing that you are exhausted with trying to figure things out with your own mind. And when I look back up at the vortex in the vision, when you're in water, you're completely out of control. Like you are no longer moving yourself. You're no longer swaying yourself. You're no longer in control of what is happening. And that is exactly what God wants. So I saw people, we were all indifferent. As I like zoomed out to that aerial view again, I saw people floating up at different points, at different instances, because they had let stuff go that they had carried or garnered along the way in this valley. And as they went up, the vortex just kind of disappeared. Nobody was there anymore, but their remnants were there. Like the stuff that they had left behind was there. I just thought it was so powerful and such a good picture of what the Lord is wanting to do for his people right now. There's a place of safety and elevation that is accessible to us, but it is still our option. Like we still have a choice to make of, are we going to go up or are we going to choose to try to figure it out ourselves, knowing that my body could give out any minute. I wanted to be more specific about the things that I had on my back. Like I told you guys I had a backpack and I had some other things in my hands. They honestly looked like survival tools that I have used along the way, like coping mechanisms, things to help me to survive uncomfortable situations, being in places I didn't want to be in, things that I picked up along the way just to keep my defenses up. And the Lord is in a place where he's like, you're either going to trust me fully or you're going to do this in your own strength and possibly die out. That is how severe and how serious this timing is before we move into 2026 for real. We are really about to be in December, and there's so many tactics that the enemy has been throwing out. I've been privy to some. Specifically, I want to touch on social media and just what has been going on. So the focus that's needed for right now, you cannot afford to be distracted right now. Social media, and I want to touch on this a little bit, has been doing such a good job of pulling the people of God away from intimacy with him. Even if we give him time during the day, we know it's not what it should be. We know we're not sitting long enough. Our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and that is by design. I kind of just want to make you guys aware of that. I was scrolling on YouTube because I don't have any other apps. I am a huge proponent of taking social media breaks simply for your mental health, for to keep the sensitivity that you have in the spirit. But as I was scrolling on YouTube the other day, this word kept coming up in my mind. So I kept seeing the word comatose, and it means a state of being in a coma or being lethargic or sluggish. And I really do believe that is the spirit behind something shifted. Like in the past 3 months, social media has always had this trend and this pattern and effect on people if you are not using it for the correct purposes. The scrolling on social media and dulling your senses in the spirit. And we cannot afford to be dull. We cannot afford to miss and be desensitized to what is happening. And that is the plan of the enemy. I really want you guys to understand this. We have to be sharp, because as you are transitioning into new seasons, into new spaces, there are going to be new attacks. There are going to be new things that you need to be aware of and have eyes to discern. Like your senses need to be heightened, because we are no longer going into business as usual, and we're not going back to what anything used to be. We are in so many shifts at one time in our country, systematically. Like, it's just so many things going on, and you cannot afford to be distracted. So if you have been subject to the social media, the doom scrolling, make it a point to get off of those apps and get outside, pray, fast, seek the Lord on how you should be preparing. What should your family be doing? What does the Lord expect from you in this season? What is your influence? Like, all of those things. Get clear on your assignment now before we move into times of chaos, so that you're not in chaotic times without peace. He wants to give his people peace and strategy before we move into 2026. Really, really is important. And he's giving us, it's just such a grace window that we're in. And I am thankful for it. But I also don't want anybody around me or anybody that watches this channel to abuse the grace that we're getting and think that it's just a get out of jail free card right now. No, things are about to change, and they're about to change quickly. And the Lord does not allow things to happen without revealing them to his children. It's going to require the spirit of faith. It's going to require a faith that we haven't even really been able to exercise as of yet. But it's going to be a lot that gets tested in the coming days. So, yeah. Okay, so now I want to get into the second vision. Going into this vision, though, I want to talk about what 2025 has been. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. This year has taught me so much, and it's not even over yet. It just felt like the huge question over this entire year was, what will you tolerate? It felt like every corner I turned, I was being asked that question. Was I going to keep the standard that God told me to keep? Was I going to bend to other people's opinions? Was I going to take other people's opinions on as my own, their beliefs on as my own? Or was I going to believe what the Lord told me? Was I going to stand on his promises, or was I going to waver? So I was able this year to see the gaps in my story, the holes in my story, the holes in some other people's story, and just the inconsistencies we have as humans and how much we need God to do anything. I don't care what. I don't care what you are called to. I don't care what you're gifted in. It is not enough, and it will not sustain you. And we run the risk of sounding really empty when we're not seeking his face. And that is the worst thing that you could possibly be doing. I just don't want to be a part of it. Essentially, what you tolerate is directly connected to your identity, who you are, who God has made you to be. And it says a lot about you without you having to say a thing. Okay, so this second vision I want to get into, it blessed me so bad when I was actually experiencing it. I was doing a get ready with me actually over here in my room. And as I was recording it, God was showing me different things. And I wanted to share it with y'all because I do feel like it is for you guys too. I saw a skyscraper, or like a really, really big building, and I knew that demolition was about to take place. The demolition took place, and the rubble and all the remnants from the building that had just fell was there. And it was construction workers, like people on the site, just removing the rubble and all of those things. And it helped me because I'm asking so many questions, and that's not unlikely for me. But the questions that I'm asking now about myself, about where I want to be, what I want to do, what environments do I grow best in, those things are so vital and necessary for my becoming. And if you are questioning a lot of things, good, great. Just don't question those things and have those questions outside of the presence of God. He will literally tell you and show you and walk through the answers with you as you ask the questions and as you submit to him even more. So this demolition process had taken place, and it really, really blessed me because it looked so chaotic. It looked so messy. It looked so, dusty. It was still clouds of dust everywhere. Like, all of this stuff was still going on. But it was planned chaos. Demolition sites are probably one of the most chaotic environments to the naked eye, but you have to keep in mind that they are engineered. The explosions are calculated, the dust clouds are expected, and the noise is necessary. So this structure that had just been demolished, I was going back into it and just trying to figure out like what was what, why this was being destroyed. And I've been in a place of asking questions, asking God a lot of questions. And I think that's appropriate for my age range as well. This 27 to 30, don't nothing make sense no more and nothing feels concrete. And if people try to make you feel crazy about asking questions and figuring out yourself and your life and your identity, don't let them do that, because they don't know either. That is exactly what is being destroyed in my life as of late. Old voices, old opinions. I got so much unsolicited advice this year. Not to say that some of it wasn't wise, but some of it was misplaced, and misplaced advice can do more damage than it does good. So you really have to be able to discern like what spirit people are coming in when they're sharing things with you. So old voices, old approvals, old things that I wanted to be affirmed by, old identities that I clung on to make me feel like I had something going on. That is exactly why God had to destroy the entire building. I really have just been in a place of asking a lot of questions, and it wasn't that I was confused. I'm just being rebuilt. There are things that are being literally broken down, tore down violently because they had to be. Some things you can't destroy cute. Like, it's not, you can't get a sledgehammer and get through the wall with this. Sometimes it's going to take a wrecking ball. Sometimes it's going to take some explosives. And that was another specification that the Lord showed me in the vision, was the building that was being destroyed. It was explosives, and it was a hand crane, I want to say it was. I'm going to look it up because I do want you guys to like genuinely understand this and be here with me. Like, I want us to be together. The methods in which the building was destroyed was so strategic, and I'm gonna get into that now. But before I share that too, you also have to realize that on demolition sites, and when a demolition is about to take place, when construction in general is taking place, especially in the city or in any construction site, it's authorized personnel only. There are some people that just cannot work on the site because they are not skilled enough. It's trained professionals. It's people who literally made the blueprints, who did the schematics for the site. And when you have demolition by explosives, the building implodes on itself. So this was an inward process that has been happening for a lot of us all year. God really tearing down some walls in us internally first, and now that process has become an outside thing and an outside job. So now our environments are looking a little chaotic because things are changing, but they're going to be rebuilt. The other thing that blessed me while I was in this vision was when you see a construction site, normally there is an awning or something outside of the building that signifies what's coming after that. When I say I had to stop doing my makeup and I almost ran through this house, y'all, it was so good to me because there's still that promise of rebuilding. There's still that promise that you can hold on to. A lot of people are not allowed in your space at this time because it is dangerous to the public. It's going to take the help of God, all of heaven, to rebuild you for this new season that you are in. Old beliefs can't come, old thought patterns can't come. It becomes a contained space. Not everybody qualifies to come in. So this version of me requires authorized personnel only, period. And back to my personal life a little bit, I didn't realize how loud people's voices were around me. There are some times where you really do have to sit and trace back a thought, because a lot of your thoughts may not be your own. They may be seeds that somebody else planted in you, and that thought may not be true. I've literally had to write down thought patterns that I've had. I've had to write down beliefs that I've had that I'm coming out of alignment with now, even as far as religion goes. And not to say all of it is bad, but there are a lot of things that comes from man's ego and man's need to protect this image. And if you are in God, there's no need to protect your image because you're hidden in Him. I don't have time to be trying to protect the image, especially if God is killing it. So that's exactly what God is doing with me. God may be doing the same thing with you. And I just really encourage you to let him do it. He is a skilled builder. I want to get into some of the definitions for this vision, because when I looked them up, it blessed me so bad. The real definition of demolition is the deliberate planning, dismantling, removal, or destruction of a building or structure using controlled methods and safety procedures. It's intentional, it's not chaotic. The engineers determine where the structure must collapse and everything falls how it's supposed to fall. Everything is measured, the timing, the blast points, the fall direction, the risk zones. The purpose is to remove what is unsafe, what is unstable, and what is outdated. And I wanted to get the definition for reconstruction. So reconstruction is the process of rebuilding, restoring, or creating new structure after demolition or damage using new materials, updated designs, and approved plans. God is rebuilding, God is rebuilding, God is rebuilding so many things in our lives. It couldn't start there. If you are like me in any way, this year has cleared out and cleaned out a lot of mess that we have accumulated along the way. Just like in the vision with the valley, I had accumulated stuff that kept me safe, that helped me to survive, that helped me to cope through that season. But in this next place, it had to be let go. In this next place, it has to be destroyed. So the reason why I believe God showed me a kind of a skyscraper built, like it was a huge building. I thought it was very, very intentional why he showed me that kind of building, because those buildings are so impressive to the eye. You stop in awe of a skyscraper, but some things that are built high are not built right. And that is what God is breaking down. That is what God is breaking down in all of his people. He's doing it with some people that aren't his people, and I love it. So this high rise can equal your identity as the world built it. So the family that you come from, the trauma that you've experienced, the guilt that you carry, the coping, the achievements, the events, the things that you feel like qualify you for being blessed. That is what is being destroyed, because God genuinely does not want you to look powerful, but be rotting from the inside out. That is your old life. We're taking that off. We're putting that away. Old things have passed away. Behold, things are made new. Okay? That is what we are standing in. You have to exercise a level of faith that you may not have tapped into yet. My prayer for you is that you just continue to allow God to work on you the way that he is working on you, that you stored the promises of God well, that your faith does not fail you, but it grows. Faith is a muscle, so it's something that we have to be exercising so that it can be strong, and so that the times that we are walking into, we're not afraid of them, but we respond instead of react. You will not be put to sleep by the devices of the enemy, whether it's social media, whether it's attacks from outside or whatever, sickness in your body. I don't care what it is. Please understand that you have authority in Jesus Christ, and there is nothing that is impossible to him. So because you are his child, there's nothing that's impossible to you. You have to have the faith to move through these things, do these things, allow God to rebuild you in his time, at his pace, because he will do exactly what he said. I pray divine alignment over your life, over your thoughts, over your thought patterns. Whatever needs to be destroyed, I pray that it is destroyed. Please know that this is not a forever thing. You are just in a season of things being torn down, things being broken down, so that you can be a stronger you for the people that need you. I'm so excited for what God is doing in your life. I'm excited for what God is doing in my life, because I'm along for the ride. I don't know what is going to come out of this. I don't know what's going to come out of your life that may be watching this, but I know it's going to be good, because the Lord is the one that's making it. The Lord is the one that is building it. He's the one that is establishing it. And anything that he establishes is good. I love you so much. If you made it through this video, you're awesome, you're great, you're all of those things. The I Don't Know As Kim season 2 series will be back. We had an intermission by God's admission, and that is the story I'm sticking to. Yeah, I hope this video made sense. Let me know in the comments, because I do sometimes struggle with feeling like I am being clear enough. I'll be back soon, but please know I am praying for you guys. I love you guys so much. And thank you for watching this video. Click like, subscribe, all of those YouTube things before you leave. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.